Hey everyone, welcome to another G News update. Well, in the background is the pay equity speeches carrying on from quite a large protest that I've just filmed, and there's going to be quite a number of more speeches, including unionists, and there's going to be entertainment as well as politicians. It's good to see Te Pāti Māori in total lockstep with the Labour Party today, along with the Greens. They're all here together in unison, fighting for women's pay equity, and that this is actually a major voting issue that's going to not go away in the 2026 election. So we're actually, and here's Marjorie, I'm pretty sure, and Marjorie is always at these very important issues, and it's really good to see people getting out on the street. Today I spoke with a number of people who are key activists and politicians who are behind this movement to do a fair deal for women, do a fair deal for 180,000 people who have been put in a situation where many of them have to work many hours and don't get to see their own children because of the Project 10 ambush that this government under Nicola Willis and the neoliberal austerity lens that they're applying to New Zealand, unnecessarily, I might add, just to make everyone suffer so much, and all the money that could have gone to these people went to people who didn't need it, who are completely well off, the people who are upper end landlords, property speculators, the big tobacco industries, all the donors of the wealth parties, the parties that represent the minority in New Zealand, have taken the money off the people that need it most. And so we're actually in a situation now where New Zealanders have had enough and they're fighting back, fight. I'd like to also just comment while we are here out on the streets in Auckland on yesterday, and how we saw Christopher Luxon overdoing it, pouring it on way too thick, saying that he was a very close friend with Nicola Willis. I mentioned this yesterday, how that was quite inappropriate. But also today we've seen in the post Atlas Luke Malpass actually come through and say, this is pouring it on a bit thick to say that she's the best finance minister ever. I mean, credibility is down the drain, but there's absolutely no need to rub it in. I mean, Luxon really is completely off the planet, and he's talking like that, and nobody, even right-wing people, cannot agree with him that these terrible outcomes in Q2 have much to do with the psyche of New Zealanders. Only Thomas Coughlan agrees with that. He thinks that's a fair cop. But just about everybody else is kind of going, hey, look, well, there's deep data that's coming out of manufacturing that's actually showing that that sector's down. And then there's 10 out of the 16 sectors that make up the New Zealand economy that are all down. And that's not all just because of tariffs. But what Christopher Luxon was trying to say, well, that now everything's really certain, everything's fine, and things are growing. And Luke Malpass pointed out that he's just guessing because the data isn't sure. You know, there's no certainty about things, and if there's one thing that is plausible and certain, it's that the forecasts are just about always wrong. So just about everybody was predicting a minus 0.3 or 0.4%, and it was double or triple that. So if there's one thing we've learned, we cannot rely on the projections and the forecasts. And what's Christopher Luxon doing? Relying on forecasts. So it's just not credible. The man doesn't have a good case. He's talking about his friend. He's exaggerating how well she is performing. He's saying we've got growth when he doesn't know. He's just guessing. So he's really misleading everybody. And it's come to the point where nobody can trust a word the leader of this country says. And I can almost hear you already saying, don't call him a leader, because he's nothing but a follower. He's really just somebody that's repeating spin and doesn't know what he's talking about. And this is the case when you look at any of the economists in detail and what they're saying. They're just saying, well, look, look at the data, look at the evidence. Christopher Luxon is spinning. He talks about how he's inherited a mess, but he inherited declining inflation. He's talked about how his government has brought down inflation, but that was the Reserve Bank policy that was in charge of that. He's not able to say exactly how much of an effect fiscal policy has had. Have you ever heard him say it was this many percent? This actual quantum, specific quantum that the National Party can take credit for? No, because it's all vague, and it's really just riding in the slipstream of the Reserve Bank monetary policy and the effects it has had. So Really, I don't want to go on and on and on about this, but basically it's been a shocker of a week again for the government. We just saw in that Talbot Mills poll yesterday that 55% of New Zealanders now think that we're heading in the wrong direction, and 55% is very high. It's pretty close to the 59% who felt that way just before the 2023 election, and that spells a change of government. So on behalf of everybody here today, there was a massive turnout. Everyone showed up for pay equity. It was great to see everybody march, and I'll be producing a video as soon as I can. In the meantime, have a great day, and I'll talk to you all again soon.